Welcome to the Bantam Boys, episode 4. I'm Uri Shatil.
I'm Tyler Derniak.
And we're the Bantam Boys.
The only boys that bantam while they banter.
Oh, the banter. That's we're retrofitting this into a pun. It's like the Banter Boys, but it's called the Bantam Boys because it's about weird, obscure sports.
Yes. And bantam is a weight class. I don't know what a bantam is outside of being a weight class.
Do you know what kind of weight bantamweight is?
Somewhere between svelte and jiggly.
No, it's small. Bantams are small.
Bantam just means small.
I think in boxing and fight sports, I think bantamweight might be below lightweight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I think it goes featherweight, bantamweight. No, sorry. Featherweight, bantamweight, lightweight, welterweight, middleweight, light heavyweight, heavyweight, super heavyweight. I think. I could be completely wrong about that. And for women's UFC, bantam, it goes like strawweight, flyweight, bantamweight is actually their highest weight class.
Straw and fly are the women's weight classes?
I think there might be a men's flyweight as well, but strawweight is just for women.
They have the weight of straw.
They're very, very light, and they have had some incredible fights in the strawweight division.
We have a weight class system that's based around the Three Little Pigs. we have the straw weight class, the sticks weight class, and the stone weight class.
Brick weight class, yeah.
And we also have the wolf class, which is a separate.
That's a single competitor event.
Single competitor. There's one competitor who has to fight up the weight classes.
Ooh,
yeah.
Enter the Dragon. No,
yeah, kinda.
No, he doesn't. No, there's a different one.
I mean, they're not different weight classes.
No,
He doesn't go up. He doesn't go up floor by floor, and they just get heavier and heavier.
But that is a different Bruce Lee movie.
Yes.
Do you know what that one's called?
That's Bruce Lee in the Temple of Atkins.
Where he has to lose 10 pounds.
Where he has to lose weight.
I believe Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is in that one as well.
That's the one that he died before they finished it, right?
Really?
And then they cobbled the rest of it together.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
I just know that he has to go through different things, and that movie has been parodied a lot, much like Enter the Dragon has been parodied a lot.
Yeah. Any movie that involves a dragon gets parodied a lot.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden.
Yeah. How to Train Your Dragon.
Red Dragon.
Dragon Tales.
Dragging these nuts.
Oh, where are you gonna drag them?
You just wait and see, buddy.
We just wait and see. Episode 7's gonna be very exciting.
House of Dragons.
House of Dragons. House of the Flying Dragon. Dragon Drop.
Dragon Drop is probably a funny name for a movie, dude. It's just about a dragon-based delivery service.
Oh no! So should we cut this from the podcast and slowly build up this movie? Because I think we could sell this to DreamWorks.
Sell Dragon Drop.
We could sell this to what is it? Blue Nation. What's the non-Disney and non-DreamWorks animator?
I believe it's called Jew Animation Incorporated.
Opened by Dave Jew.
He's not even Jewish. That's just his name.
Yeah, it's an Ellis Island
It's
name.
like how there's some people named Christian.
Yeah.
And then some people named Islam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's one guy named Zoroastrianism. He has a very difficult time in school.
I've had my brushes with Zoroastrianism.
Oh, have you?
Yes, because I went to an Iranian Muslim wedding.
Oh.
And Iranian Muslims, like Zoroastrianism is from Persia.
Yes.
Which is where Iran is.
Yes.
And so, and also Iranian Muslims, they're different than Muslims from Arab countries because obviously they use Arabic in religious services, but their primary language is Farsi.
Yeah.
And they're Shia, that's where most of the Arab world is Sunni.
Yes.
So they kind of have their own thing going on.
Yeah.
And they incorporate some Zoroastrianism in with the other stuff.
Yeah.
That's not funny, but that is, I think, interesting.
No, this is first and foremost an educational podcast.
You know, it kind of is, because today we're covering a sport that is
you're a lot like Carl Sagan.
I'm like, Carl, Sagan, like my nuts are Sagan.
I was just that was where I was going with it.
Yeah. Nuts are sagging real low these days.
My doctor's concerned.
Ever since I turned 30, my fucking scrotum's been sagging.
I have one ball down each pant leg.
Dude, scrotum Sagan is a pretty funny name for like a astronomer.
For an astronomer.
Yeah.
That's his poor son. Amazing science communicator, terrible father. Scrotum Sagan.
He named his son Scrotum. We're going to be doing a lot of this today because we're covering a Korfball.
Yeah, a game that is the most important game that's ever been invented by the Dutch.
It's up there.
Yeah.
It is a real sport. It sounds like it was invented by Calvin and Hobbes in his Spaceman Spiff fantasies.
It starts the way most good sports start, by a very bored teacher.
That's how basketball started, I think.
Oh yeah. They had a lot of barns in the winter that they needed to figure out how to get people exercising, and then they made basketball.
Oh, that's okay. I thought that's how they made Korfball. No, Korfball. He was specifically he was like a PT instructor, like a gym teacher who was trying to make stuff up. But
yes, by the way, by he we of course mean
I didn't get his name.
Nico Boykuyen.
Nico, good old Nico.
Good old Nico.
Hey, see, if I was him, I would have called it Nico Ball. But that's why
named
I'm not,
it after himself.
That's why I'm not.
No, if he really wanted to sell it, he would have called it Boykuyen Ball. Go with the last name.
Honestly, that's probably not that weird in Dutch. But yeah, so it's very hard to find information about this sport. So there's gonna be a lot of detours.
And I think the issue it's one of those things on the internet where you can find information, but you can't go any deeper than like surface level.
Yes,
you can find a lot of names of players, but I don't know if any of them are real people that exist.
And I bet if we could read and write Dutch, we could actually find information. But outside of Holland and the Netherlands, it's really not played.
Holland is the Netherlands.
I'm in Belgium in the Netherlands.
Just want to make that clear.
Wait, Holland is the Netherlands?
Then who are the Dutch?
Yeah, nice, dude. Nice. For those watching, that is Seinfeld.
That's a famous reference to the TV show Roots.
Season 9, episode 1, I believe. Or maybe season 8, episode 1. It's Jerry and George arguing with mustaches on.
That's where Jerry and George debate whether or not the Treaty of Westphalia was good for Europe. Are you pro or against Treaty of Westphalia?
Which one's that again?
It's the treaty that they signed in Westphalia. It ended the 30 Years' War.
I'm more into the Treaty of Breastphalia.
Yeah.
Breastphalia.
That treaty...
Yeah.
That treaty created Belgium as a separate nation.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with anything.
The Treaty of Breastphalia.
This is why they don't let you into the United Nations. I got a treaty for you. Yeah, I'll give you a treaty.
I thought UN stood for under nuts. That's what it was. Uri's nuts, maybe.
You got all these Uri's nuts peacekeeping forces. Blue Helmet is the brand of prophylactics you use.
Blue Helmet. Jesus Christ, man. You got to watch your circulation. I don't know what's going on with your blood pressure. If you got a blue helmet, that's a problem, dude. You gotta.
If you have a blue helmet, please
do.
You may be entitled.
Yeah, you got to start a fitness regimen if you got a blue helmet. All right? Maybe some blood thinners. Maybe talk to your doctor.
It shouldn't be blue.
No,
but if it is,
it should not be blue. It should be pulsating. That's healthy.
Pulsating.
Yeah.
Constantly.
When when
like the telltale heart from Edgar Allan Poe.
That's a really high culture reference.
Yeah, it is a high culture reference.
Yeah.
For a very low culture.
Very low culture. I was more comfortable just saying the UN stood for Uri's nuts. I don't know. And the telltale heart, is that a guy whose heart is like under the floorboards outside of his body?
It's not his heart. He killed someone and buried them under the floorboards, and can just hear the beating of the heart, which makes him feel guilty.
Oh. I like Poe.
He's pretty good.
Edgar Allan. Baltimore.
Born in Boston.
Yeah, Boston-Baltimore connection.
Yeah. Like a nice charter flight. like a commuter flight, like an airline that services 7 airports that you've never heard of.
Yeah. Poe Airlines.
Poe Airline.
Poe Airlines.
The Raven.
It just ooh.
Yeah,
I like this.
yeah.
It just goes from Boston to Philly to Baltimore.
Yeah. They say
But Baltimore,
high expensive airfare, nevermore.
nice.
Should we start an airline?
But Baltimore does not have its own airport.
No.
It shares one with DC.
Yeah, of course.
So you would actually make money.
If we'd have to. I mean, we would make money.
You would make some money flying people from Boston to DC. That's a
Yeah.
route.
That's. I'm surprised no one's thought of this idea of flying people between
Raven?
Boston and DC.
Would you get a purple plane like in Soul Plane?
Like in Soul
That'd
Plane?
be kind of sick. Soul Plane is underrated. Let me just say this.
I still have not seen Soul Plane.
People often mock Soul Plane. It's a punchline of like a dumb movie. It is so funny. It's so funny. It's like every 10 seconds something hilarious happens. It's so, and like every premise is just like you go into the airport lavatory and the camera cuts and it's just a giant bathroom and DL Hughley is the attendant in the airplane bathroom. He like offers cologne. It's so funny.
I thought Soul Plane was very different. I thought it was about a plane that was made out of this very delicious type of fish.
Nice, dude. Second episode in a row. We've done the soul. We got to eat soul for the next episode. I can cook the fuck out of some soul. I will make you some soul. Come over. We'll have soul, and then we'll record a podcast.
That sounds like a threat. Come over to my apartment, and I'll make you some soul.
No, dude. Oh, man, I'll make you some soul. Then I make homemade tartar sauce.
Ooh.
And then what I'll do, I'll get some fresh bread from the bakery, right?
Okay.
And I'll make the soul. It's fried soul. Put that on there, homemade tartar sauce, and like thin sliced tomato. I'm so hungry. I am really, really hungry. This has been a theme of our podcast lately. Is I gotta eat before we record. Otherwise, I just talked about food the whole time.
Our new we're gonna do another what's it called change in focus, and now
Pivot?
Our pivot will just be Uri being very hungry. And we try to get on track, but then I keep making puns about food that bring you back.
I mean, a cooking show. I would do a comedy cooking show, except that it's already been done to death. And
Yeah, thankfully, sports shows have not been done to death.
You're right. What do I care? I should do a cooking show.
Nothing, man. Yeah, we should be following our bliss.
Yeah, because I am good at cooking.
And wasn't that wasn't that our idea to do a cooking show where I'm just genuinely not good at cooking and you are good at
Yeah, that's true. A cooking show where Tyler fucks everything up. You just got a whole head of lettuce. You're just hitting it with a spoon.
Yeah, and you're actually tied up in the corner watching me fuck up a dish.
Yeah, I'm flipping steaks and like.
No, I mean you're not allowed to cook. You have to watch me fuck it up,
Oh.
and the whole time you're like, you're doing that wrong,
Dude, backseat driver as a concept for a cooking show is not bad.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, we do a cooking show. You know when you like put your arms through someone's arms and do all the,
Yeah, like on Whose Line.
like
yeah.
on Whose Line, we do that,
Put it-
but
you don't
with
put it
cooking,
through
so you
their
can't
arms,
you
put it-
can't see what's happening, but you're going.
I mean most of that segment was the guy behind just throwing shit on Ryan Stiles' face.
Yeah.
Which never got old. That was
No,
always hilarious.
I still watch that over and over
Yeah,
on
it's
repeat.
hilarious. I bust to it. As a matter of fact. I bust to Whose Line. I'm like, Whose Line is anyway more like Whose Cum is it anyway? Me, baby. Me.
You wanna make we'll do a true crime podcast, a Who Come It and
I'm more interested in how come.
How Come It, Why Come.
Oh no.
It's going great, folks. So there's this great sport called Korfball.
Korfball.
And my favorite part about it is it's the only sport that by rule is co-ed.
I protest.
I guess
I got annoyed when they said that on the website. The only mixed sport, mixed doubles tennis.
But that is a permutation of tennis.
But it's still there.
Yeah,
It's
but
still there, and it's the same concept. Each team is half men, half women.
Yes, but with korfball, there isn't a single-gendered alternative. It has to be that.
Yes, it has to be that.
And also, mixed doubles tennis doesn't have gendered defense.
Gendered. One of the tutorial videos of Korfball says
Just in big giant white no dialogue is happening, but it just pops up white letters, gendered defense.
Gendered defense is one of the rules.
Yeah, one of the rules. It's a rule that you'd probably see in like a Volo sports league.
In Korfball, you have 8 people on your team, 4 men, 4 women. 2 of them have your offense has to be 2 men, 2 women. Your defense has to be 2 men, 2 women, and the women are only allowed to guard the women, and the guys have to guard the guys. That is a rule.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like basketball in the sense that there's the shot looks like basketball.
Yeah, it's like netball. More.
Yeah, you have. We got to do netball too, but it's like you have a soccer ball. It's a soccer ball.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's a soccer ball.
It's a soccer ball. You're not allowed to dribble, and you have this big net that doesn't have. Well,
I wouldn't even call it a net because it's like a solid plastic
it's a rim.
tube.
It's a rim.
Yeah, it's like a thick rim because it's like a tube. It goes all the way down,
and it's pretty wide. It's wider than the soccer ball.
Yeah,
but the shot you're taking,
it'd be very difficult if it was less wide than the soccer.
Well,
ball.
no, like a basketball rim is like not that much wider.
Yeah,
than a
it's much
basketball.
wider.
This is like a bigger because it's pretty high up. I think it's more than 10 feet up.
Yeah, it's like 11 or 12. I think
it's 4 meters.
Yeah, I think 4 meters.
Okay, something like that. But yeah, but the other rule is you're not allowed to shoot if somebody's defending you.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
You got to keep running around and try to get space. You have to get
open. You're not allowed to actually shoot a contested shot. That's so weird.
Yeah. And it just, because it looks strange. It looks like, when it looks really good, it looks like, oh, it's just basketball passing. But you don't see anyone like block any shots really because you're not supposed to shoot when you're being contested.
If you attempt to block a shot, then already you've done your job because the other person's shot is going to get called illegal. So odd.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I got more credit for things that I just barely attempted to do. I think that would improve my
podcasting?
Yeah.
Oh, don't do that. So it's like we said, it's mostly I looked at like the tournament history.
Yeah,
it's
every tournament, every championship is the Netherlands beating Belgium for 60 years, and then 1 year the Netherlands beat Chinese Taipei.
No, actually, in 1991. So because there's 2 major korfball events.
Yeah,
there's the World Games
and the Champions League.
And then there's what?
The Champions League.
Oh, I didn't look into that. Are you memeing or are you?
No. It might not be called the Champions League, but that's where they have like what you're talking about, the World Games, where it's nations, and then they have the second, which is clubs. Yeah.
So I'm actually still talking about nations.
Yeah.
But there's the World Games, which is like the off-brand Olympics. It's like the Olympics for all these sports that didn't make the cut for Olympics.
Yeah.
But then they also have the Korfball World Championships. One of those, Belgium defeated the Netherlands in 1991.
Ah.
So Belgium does have one of those. That was probably a huge day for Belgian korfball.
Not for the entire country of Belgium, though, unfortunately.
Most Belgians don't give a shit.
No.
And what I've learned about Belgium is Flemish.
Yes.
Is basically a dialect of Dutch.
Yeah.
So in Belgium, the 3 like kind of ethnic groups there are like there's the French speakers and the Dutch speakers who are speaking Flemish, and then there's some German speakers as well.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that most Belgians playing korfball are from the Dutch segment of society. I'm guessing.
You're guessing.
I'm guessing.
I can't confirm or deny.
No, because we couldn't learn anything about these players.
Yeah, because they're all Flemish.
Okay, I've now explained. I've now said everything.
You said everything
know.
You could think about it.
This everything.
I was like, korfball. There's also beach korfball, which
there is beach korfball,
which I think every sport should have a beach equivalent. I love beach volleyball. I miss beach hockey.
Beach wrestling. That's real.
Beach wrestling.
Beach wrestling is only takedowns. You do no ground game in beach wrestling.
My favorite part of beach wrestling is at the end of every match, the ceremonial dumping of sand.
On your opponent's
No, from out of you. Everyone is so filled with sand that they just shake out their uniforms.
I mean, you kid, but beach wrestling is real. You want to know how it works?
I think I know how it works.
Well, no, it's interesting.
Oh,
it's
yeah?
interesting. We've got a lot of time to fill. We're out of Korfball.
I've got more Korfball. I got
You
so
got
much
more
Korfball.
Korfball?
Yeah, I was looking at the U.S. Korfball Association.
Okay.
And it's the only sporting body that I've seen that has just a form you can fill out that says interested in joining the national team.
You can just apply. For
You
the
can
net.
just apply like it's on LinkedIn. And it's just open tryouts. They're like, yeah, we're doing them in Ohio today. You wanna become an international athlete?
I just imagine it gives you that like survey that you get when you apply to McDonald's.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
It's just like, so would you say you're a team player? Is that the-
That's the McDonald's AI.
Dude, what if you and I?
You see, I did think about this. Oh, can we join the Korfball team? And it would be amazing. But I also don't know if I could emotionally handle getting cut from the U.S. national Korfball team.
I bet when you get there, people there are like really trying. They're probably you know what? It's probably mostly people who are like athletes from other sports who are like, yeah, this seems like a thing I could do.
I like to imagine every single person on the team is someone who started a podcast and then found out about it and then thought, oh, wouldn't this be funny if we did it? And that's the whole team.
Everybody's doing it as a bit.
Everyone's doing it as a bit.
I bet
They hate us at the World Games Olympic Village.
I bet some guys are doing it to get laid, to meet women.
To get-
It seems like a nice way to meet women.
Yeah, it seems like
even ratio.
it's the only sport that the teams are called polycules. It's very popular in Brooklyn.
We said you're shooting a ball into a rim. You're actually shooting your cock into your teammate's pussy. That's really what the sport is.
It's terrible.
That's why they need even men and women, because everybody has to have heterosexual relations
Yeah,
between
it's
offense and defense.
It's a polycule, but they have very strict gender roles.
Yeah, it's actually
It's really, it's like the Shakers.
the whole point of the game is your men.
Oh my God! Again, they're polycules. The polycules they're each individual teams, and then the point of the game is to figure out the chore wheel.
Short wheel.
Whoever scores the most points doesn't have to take out the garbage.
If you are watching this and you are in a polycule and you have a chore wheel,
Like,
write
comment,
in.
and subscribe.
Right in. We want to know. We want to know what that's like.
And
It sounds lame.
Have you considered using Korfball to determine your chores?
And are you all ugly? I have a good feeling you're all ugly in
Jesus.
that situation.
I think all of you are beautiful.
I think you all.
My number is.
Tyler wants to join. He wants to apply. This guy knows how to vacuum. Let me tell you what. He can't cook, but he can work that Dyson. No problem.
I can work a Dyson. I just walk around. Sometimes I walk around Maria Hernandez Park with a vacuum just so that some polycules know that I know how to vacuum.
Honestly, I've said this before. For your dating profile, you should have a photo of you vacuuming. There should be a photo of you cleaning your house. That would really help you get laid. If you're watching, here's a tip. Get a photo of you vacuuming. You can even do, if you got a nice body, you can even do shirt off, gray sweatpants, you vacuuming. For guys. For women, don't put that on there. It's going to send the wrong message. For guys, you're sending a message like, hey, my apartment is clean.
So what I want to do now is make my dating profile. They're all pictures of me vacuuming.
No, dude.
But like first one is like me vacuuming my apartment. The second one I'm vacuuming a subway car. I'm vacuuming Central Park.
Straight up, this would work. This would work. Listen to me. First photo, you vacuuming. All right. Second photo, you fixing a car. All right. You're fixing a car.
Your current energy is someone that you're terrified has approached you on the subway. All right, here's what you gotta do. First thing, you gotta vacuum. All right, you gotta get the vacuum. The ladies love the vacuum.
Third photo, you cooking. You making some chicken or something, right? You're cooking up a nice meal. All right. Fourth photo, you taking out the trash, or maybe wiping the sink. Just all your photos should be you being useful. Okay. Fifth photo, you listening. Just a photo of you listening.
Oh, I thought you meant to this podcast.
Yeah.
Fifth photo
You
is to give a selfie of yourself listening to our podcast.
just looking real confused.
Guaranteed. That you know what? That's how we spread the podcast. We convince people that listening to our podcast will improve your dating chances. Your chances of entering
Listen to this podcast if you want to fuck.
If you want to join a Korfball polycule, if you want to just hang out in the park, tossing balls into a large plastic tube with all of your...
That is a nice transition back to Korfball. So you had more about Korfball.
I got so much about Korfball.
Okay, should we do a segment first, or do you want to keep going?
We've got all the segments about Korfball. I remember when I was playing Korfball back during the war.
Which war? Which war? You got to say.
The war for Jacob's ear.
That sounds like a British war.
It was a British war. It was a British pirate war.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who won?
Well, certainly not Jacob's ear.
Is Jacob's ear a person?
No, Jacob was a pirate who got his ear chopped off.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
So they went to war over his ear?
Yes. I only know about this war because I took a college class where they're like, you need to read a book about war. Here's 800 different books about war, and one of them was called The War for Jacob's Ear. And I was like, oh, I'll look that up on Wikipedia, and read all of the information about it. I was like, that's interesting enough. I'll read that book. And then when I got to the book wasn't actually about the historical event, The War for Jacob's Ear. It was like a young adult fantasy novel.
Oh, but it made the list.
It made the list, I think, accidentally.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone has chosen it. And I was like, oh, I should choose this, but I didn't know if I wanted to risk my parents' money on this bit. That my professor would be like, "What is this kid writing?"
Oh, so did you switch?
Oh yeah, I just did a paper on the Congo.
Okay, yeah, I read a book about a war.
Yeah,
yeah. I read a book called 1967 by Tom Segev. It was very informative.
I don't know why I was preparing for a bit.
Huh? No, that's 100% a book about a war.
I believe it. I don't not believe it.
It was dense. All right. What's your strategy for Korfball?
What's my strategy for Korfball?
Yeah.
First thing, you want to have an earring in one ear.
Lets everybody know.
Yeah. Second thing, you're looking for tattoos of literary quotes.
Okay.
Third thing, you want to have a regular brunch spot that everyone can meet up at.
Okay.
Fourth thing, you're going to want to find a rent-controlled apartment in Bushwick. Preferably a loft.
Right. Oh, that's going to get tight.
Fifth thing, you're going to want to be communicative. You want to be able to talk and know where everyone is.
Yes, you need to be open. You need to experience compersion.
Sixth thing, you need to set a pic. Now this is good for both polyamory and for Korfball. Is you want to have someone just set a pic and then you go around.
And then you're going to have sex with everybody?
No, then you play Korfball. What the hell are you talking about?
We've already determined the rules of Korfball is
are 1-to-1 the same
everybody.
as with a polycule.
That's the whole thing. You fucked.
What is this motion? Yes.
Everybody just fuck it. Yeah, so my strategy for Korfball.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. What you're gonna want to do?
No.
You're gonna want to hold your ring finger with your thumb.
I'm gonna be. Oh my god! I'm gonna be the first person to bring the slam dunk to Korfball. Now, this thing is 12 feet high.
Yeah.
So what I have to do is it's good that we have women and men mixed because we're gonna have to do a gymnastic style throw up in the air. So I'm actually gonna be on the bottom and I'm going to lift my woman teammates above my head. I'm not gonna look up their pussy, and then meanwhile I'm gonna lift them above, and then get them some air, and then they're gonna dunk and. It would be the greatest thing to ever happen in Korfball.
Oh, yeah. It's the greatest thing to happen in Korfball ever since watching a David Lynch movie together.
The greatest thing
that ever happened to Korfball is bottomless mimosas.
The greatest thing ever to happen to Korfball ever since 12 packs of IPAs. Best thing to happen to Korfball ever since... 2 thrift stores next to each other.
2 thrift stores.
You can just kind of go back and forth and see if there's anything.
Those are actually the 2 zones. You have to thrift on one end and thrift on the other.
It's a thrift store where polyamorous losers go to buy fucking.
The goal of Korfball
vintage
is
blazers.
to purchase clothing from a really cheap thrift store and upsell it to a higher end thrift store, so you're making money by thrifting.
Wow.
Gary V invented Korfball.
Oh man, the goal of Korfball is to just have long, laborious, emotional conversations
Constantly.
and just
That's why the Dutch are so good at it. Oh my God! Yeah, no, I think we've got our strategy. I think if we want to add some new rules to Korfball,
Okay, you first.
I think why do we have it? Why is it still 2 teams versus 2 teams? I think we should have 2 games happening at the same time, so they're going through the center of the court, so it's like a plus sign.
That's so interesting. And
Yeah.
the women play this way and the men play this way, and you're allowed to interfere with each other.
Yeah. Ooh, I've got this other great idea for Korfball.
Okay.
So what we do is we change the numbers a little bit. So it's instead of like 8v8 with 4 men and 4 women, you have like 5 players on the court for each team, and then what we do is we lower the basket just like 1 or 2 feet. We get like a backboard, and we start to let people dribble.
And we're gonna need a different ball.
We're gonna use a different ball. It's gonna be more like an orange ball.
Yeah. Okay.
And
then you're allowed to shoot a contested
you're allowed to
shot.
shoot, and you can contest it. And
it's a bit more physical, I think.
yeah, it's a bit more.
Will that make it a little more physical?
Yeah, and it's only monogamous.
It's a very monogamous game. And then in this game, you have to have a wife, but then cheat on her. You have to cheat a lot.
A lot, not just a little.
Yeah. You have to. I mean, I think basketball players are known for cheating a lot.
How dare? How dare you?
All right, I like this. I like this. Okay, I got a rule for Korfball.
I got a rule for Korfball.
Yeah. It's got nothing to do with having sex with members of the opposing team, which is already
most of your rule suggestions for sports.
Already how Korfball is played. No, this is a variation of Korfball. Korfball, I call it dwarf.
No.
This is it's inclusive. It's inclusive. Well, we keep the rim.
The sport is already inclusive.
We keep the rim.
It's
at 12
already
feet.
an inclusive sport.
We keep the rim at 12 feet, but then only little people play the game. We call it dwarf ball. It's perfect. It's perfect.
The game is already inclusive.
Not to dwarves.
What do you mean not to dwarves? They're
ever-
not allowed to contest the shots. They can play.
Have you ever seen a dwarf play in Korfball?
I haven't seen anyone play Korfball. As far as I know, Korfball's a money laundering scheme.
I will say part of the reason you're not allowed to contest shots is because they don't want anyone to have a height advantage. That is why. So I'm just going to rename it dwarf ball and keep the rules the same.
You feel proud of yourself? You feel like a big strong man.
I mean, dwarf ball is pretty funny. Dwarf ball is funny.
It's real. You really worked hard for that.
I couldn't say it without laughing. That's the only problem. That's the only reason it didn't work.
That's the only reason it didn't work.
That's the one and only reason. So what else do you know about? You said you had more information. Did you actually have more information?
Oh, dude, so much.
All right. What else can you tell us about? We said before this we were gonna be like there's very little to go off here. We gotta go on tangents, and we failed to do that.
Yeah, this has been strictly Korfball.
Have you ever slept with a polyamorous person?
Yeah, I've slept with a Korfball player.
What was it like? What was your experience like?
They kept saying. He kept saying I'm not allowed to insert unless it's uncontested, which is very good.
That's good. You definitely want to follow that rule. That's a good rule.
I hate that I've said that sentence.
Me too. I don't. That's this might surprise you. There are certain things I don't like joking about, and that's one of them. That's one of them.
Dwarves, fair game.
Yeah, little people are funny. They're funny individuals. They have a good sense of humor.
Terrible, terrible way to phrase that. They're funny.
No, I've met some little people.
Yeah. Oh, no, I know what you meant.
They've all been very charming, funny people, and talented as well. And they can, they can play pool and stuff. So
You're allowing them to?
no, I know a guy who's good at pool, and he's fucking Mitch. What's wrong with this?
Why do you seem so nervous?
You're making me nervous. All right. I already said the thing about players fucking each other. They're gonna fuck so.
I hope we can clip just that. No other context. They're gonna get it going. I think
We're falling apart here, folks.
I think polyamory is a great international sport. I think the Dutch are very good at it. The Belgians are almost there, and
there's kind of two versions
yeah.
of polyamory. This is from my experience myself.
Yeah, there's korfball and beach korfball.
Polyamory and beach polyamory.
That does actually sound like
beach polyamory sounds pretty nice. But it
well,
sounds
beach
pretty...
poly. One of them is a polyamory where you live in an apartment with a lot of roommates, and the other one is where you're on spring break.
which is just sluttiness, which I'm okay with. I'm pro slut, and I don't use it in a gendered way. I think everybody is free to whatever. But the thing is, there's like some people just have like multiple people that they see, multiple girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever, and they kind of keep it separate. And that to me is pretty normal.
Yeah,
that a lifestyle I can understand. The whole thing where you have 5 people living together and they all are trying to maintain this kind of relationship, that to me seems I don't understand it.
I don't understand it either, especially because that's 3 short of what you would need for a korfball team.
You're right. If it was 4 men and 4 women,
and they 2 of the men and 2 of the women slept in one room, and 2 of the men and 2 of the women slept in the other room.
Offense and defense.
And they had to throw the ball back and forth in order to score.
And you can't dribble in that house.
Yeah, no dribbling. That's a very important part.
A lot of rim, though. There's a
lot of rim.
Plenty of rimming. Everybody can rim, but nobody can dribble.
Can rim, can't dribble.
Oh, that does describe me, as a matter of fact.
No dribbling.
I'm so bad at dribbling. I'm pretty bad at dribbling, but I'm pretty good at rimming, as a matter of fact. But people don't call it rimming anymore.
No, they call it playing korfball.
God damn it. I'm trying to do anything to get us on a tangent.
I know. You're desperate to get us away from korfball.
I'm talking about ass. I'm talking about pussy. I'm talking about everything I know. Everything I know in the universe.
So, do you have anything else about korfball you'd like to talk about?
I'll do a player profile.
Yeah, do a player profile.
I profiled a Dutch player. Her name is Barbara Broden. She's 31 years old, 5'8", which is taller than me, but is just a little, just barely above average for a Dutch woman.
Yeah,
Dutch women on average are 5'7". Dutch men on average are 6 feet. They're I think they might be the tallest people in the world.
I mean, maybe. I don't have like an index of who the tallest people are.
I'm going with Dutch.
You're going Dutch. I'm going Dutch. Oh man, I'm going to Ethiopia.
Yeah, I was thinking of East Africa. That could be, but I think the Dutch got him. I think the Dutch got him beat.
The Dutch got him beat. I don't know.
Think so. We'll see.
I'm sure someone. This knowledge is out there.
Yeah. We can look it up. The Yao Ming is the tallest guy. He's real tall.
The Yao Ming as a people.
The Yao Ming. I mean, he's fucking big.
He's one guy.
Yeah. Anyways, that's all I know about her. That's all I can say. I know that she's scored 112 total points, 76 medium distance, 18 long, 7 near, only 1 penalty point in her career, 8 free points, and 2 running in shot. I don't know what that means.
It also says that she has brokered 3 agreements between her polycule.
I think brokering is more... No, not Swiss. That's pretty Belgian to broker.
I mean, I think you can broker in every country.
No, but Belgium is the seat of the UN.
No, it's... What?
Brussels.
Sierra Leone is in New York City.
No, excuse me, the EU.
The EU, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what are we talking about?
No, not the EU. Uri's nuts are in New York City.
Yeah.
The EU is in Belgium.
Yeah. The elbow of Uri.
All right, you guys kept it clean.
Well, what else do you have for E?
For E,
The encephalitis.
that's pretty gross. That's a good one. E.
Oh, the edging of Uri.
The
edge. The edging.
Edging, yeah, edging Uri. Edging Uri is in Belgium.
that edging Uri is my favorite early 2010s drama show.
I'm so fucking horny. I'm horny. I'm hungry. This is a problem. I can't focus on Korfball.
I keep trying to steer us back.
I can't do it.
This is my favorite tantrum I think I've heard. I'm hungry and I'm horny. And all we want to do is talk about Korfball. What are you doing? Okay.
You got a player profile? What's your player profile?
My player profile was the founder of the game that I talked about earlier.
Oh,
that teacher, Nico.
I like that. That's a good player profile, and you're not going like because I actually. Oh, you know what? Because the World Games only started in 1985.
Yeah.
He invented Korfball in the early 1900s.
Yeah, 1901.
So this was before it became like a competitive international game. That's cool.
Yeah, no, and when he invented it, it was actually very controversial that they had a sport that included men and women competing together.
That's interesting.
Yeah, there was rancor in the newspapers, which was also the only time anyone had written about Korfball in the newspapers.
Has not been. Do you think Korfball is popular in like if you asked a Dutch person about it, would they even know what it is?
I would bet they would, but it's not because of like the national Korfball leagues. I bet this is huge in gym class.
Yeah.
This seems like you like in the U.S. No one knows what to call those little scooters on the floor. There's not a professional league for that.
Exact thing. You're on the scooter. Oh, that's a terrible thing to play in class. You get your fingers run over every 2 seconds.
Hey, that's how they prove who's the strongest.
Yeah, or like kickball.
Kickball, yeah.
I bet there is a kickball league, but it's mostly
You're not playing it as a professional pursuit.
I bet there's some.
There's definitely some high level players, but it's not.
We should profile high-level kickball.
We should.
That could be interesting.
Yeah. But instead we're doing Korfball.
Right now, not instead.
What is did your playground have, and I'll throw this out to everyone.
Comment.
It was in the playground. It wasn't tetherball. It was like a single pole with a like plastic hoop at the top, and it had 4 hoops coming out of it. So you'd throw a ball in the top, and it could come out of any of the 4 things.
No, we didn't have that.
I don't know what that's called or what it's for.
We did have a little flippy tic-tac-toe thing.
Well, I know what that's called and what that's for.
Yeah, did you have a flippy tic-tac-toe thing?
Yes.
Did you have a plastic tube or tunnel?
Yeah, we had a 90-foot-long plastic tube.
Did you have a plastic or a metal slide?
Depending on the school, I think they all moved up to plastic eventually.
Yeah. We were the generation where metal got phased out and replaced by the plastic.
Yeah,
those metal slides were rough, dude.
Oh yeah, I mean they're rough. They would cook you in the summer.
Yeah, they would get hot and sticky.
Yeah, and I'm sure they were just more expensive than the plastic ones eventually.
Yeah. I mean, plastic's clearly the superior slide material.
Except it does give you tiny electric shocks. That's what I remember sometimes.
Did you have any type of bridge, like rope bridge scenario in your playgrounds?
I know what you mean, like a playground that had like the rope bridge.
Yeah.
But did you have a rope bridge scenario? You know, that scenario where you have.
Did you know what'd be interesting?
Yeah.
We should find out if there's any pro sport that's played on wood chips.
On wood chips?
Yeah. Wood chips,
You could invent wood chip wrestling.
Oh, God.
The official sport of tetanus.
That's horrible. No, there's got to be a wood chip based sport.
Yeah. I mean, are we counting the lumberjack games?
That's interesting.
They create wood chips.
but they're not. It's not like a ball. I mean like a ball sport played on a wood chip surface.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have like.
Why did they have wood chips? Why don't we just have dirt?
Because wood chips are a very cheap byproduct.
Yeah, but just because it's cheap, like you could have just had. Is it just a way to not get to like keep the kids from getting super dirty?
I think it's you don't want kids that are all covered in mud, and also if it rains, it doesn't just become a swamp. It also, I believe, is softer than hard packed dirt if you fall down.
Yeah, and you don't want grass because there's a playground around. You're not gonna be able to maintain that, cut that grass.
Yeah, and kids are going to be running and tearing it up and also slide. A lot of playgrounds now have kind of a synthetic squish material.
Yeah, the rubber squish.
Yeah.
Kids are so soft. Although I think they're moving away from everything padded. They're getting more back towards I think the pendulum is swinging back where like some parents don't let their kids have an iPad. You know, playgrounds are getting dangerous again.
See, I don't know if they're necessarily getting dangerous again. I think they seem like it because they've done enough because before I think playgrounds were just like the slides that were metal.
It's just like something that guy came up with. He's like, I bet kids will like that. And
I
put it out there.
I think
we'll give them a fucking tube.
Yeah. It was some guy whose previous experience was designing obstacle courses for the army during World War II, and then the war ended and he didn't have a job. He's like, what if we put kids into this?
Hey, what if we have them slide back and forth on this little handle thingy?
What if the kids had this sort of thing that you sit in and you crank it and it's got like a tube at the end and you can aim it up at the incoming bombers? A little children's play pretend flak cannon.
Hey, what if two kids on opposite ends of the playground could still communicate through this tube-based system and be like, hey, we got incoming?
What if we develop a series of playgrounds that are in Europe so that in case some mean kids start showing up, we have a buffer so they don't have to fight them on their own playground? We'll call this the NATO. A playground industrial complex. We're trying to demilitarize, but so many jobs are created by building kickballs.
All right. Well, we've done over 40, I think.
Yeah.
Any parting words about Korfball?
Always wear a rubber.
Always, yeah. That's probably a really good idea if you're in a polycule. And if you're in a polycule, or if you're not in a polycule, comment. Let us know you watched. Write in.
Let us know if you wore one.
Let us know if you're fucking. Let me know if you're fucking.
Just if you're wearing them.
No. I want to know if you're fucking. I want to know if all of y'all fucking do.
Don't say it like that. For the love of God, don't say it like that.
Follow me. I'm Uri Shatil at the.uri.show.
Follow me at Tyler_Derniak_comedy.
And thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Or listening if you listen to audio only. Thank you as well.
Yeah. Keep at it.